mom's alive.
You know that for sure?
I work in the laundry. Every day there's a fucking progress report on Tucky. Even many things, murderous is not one of them.
What? She didn't kill her?
No, congratulations.
So what are you doing here? What am I doing here?
For the trial, dumbass.
Trial? What fucking trial?
Cobra's. He's been extradited.
So that means that all of this is only temporary? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so relieved. I mean, I knew I went a little crazy while I was in the shoe, but man, coming in here and not knowing the thinking, I was really on the brink. You hate me. And all of this shit, I forgot that you hate me. But you're talking to me. So does this mean you don't hate me anymore?
It means that I'm not holding grudges today. I'm happy to see it.
No touching!
Oh, Alex, get that.
What?
Get that phone. Oh, it's a slow one, and it's a big one. Alex, it's a biggie slow. Come on, man.
They've got to be fucking with us.
Jesus Christ. She really did do a number on you.
Oh, I owe my mom who takes 4 shits a day. Yes, 4, out in the open. I owe her a cigarette-toting roach, or she's gonna sit that two-face on me. When is the trial?
Now, I guess they can call us in any minute. Listen, we cannot see the baby anymore.
What?
Revenge is part of his business model, okay? Sick, deep revenge. Disassociate. You never knew him, you never fucking met him.
That means lying. Under oath.
Jesus, it is so hard to keep up with what's black and white with you. Cobra is never going down for this. There is no justice, Piper. Don't you know that by now? So we will lie to protect ourselves. Or I will. And I hope you do too.
Did you know my dad cheats on my mom?
No. How'd you know that?
I saw him kiss another woman. And then they got in a car together. Yeah, he's pretty much a big hypocrite.
Oh, big word.
Just learned it. And then I told my mom, and she got mad at me. I got grounded.
Well, now, if you really think about it, could you imagine your mom having any other reaction?
No, not really.
Mm.
Are you saying I should have stood up? He's a cheater, that's wrong.
Sometimes it's not a matter of right and wrong. It's about making a choice that will
Oh, that milkshake
cause the
was
least amount of
delicious.
pain to
I want a
others.
milkshake.
Keeping things to yourself, sitting on information and feelings, and living with your secrets.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, it is, dear.
Bro,
Yes,
I was trying to launch Whiskers up into outer space, and now my room is kind of on fire.
No.
Wow. Decent coffee runs a close second to what I miss most. Larry. Larry is what I miss most.
Larry's a who, not a what. Look, Piper, I've come here as your lawyer, and I think it's best if we just stick to the case.
How's Hanukkah? Is Aunt Joni still a good talker?
45 minutes, I heard about diseased cows on dairy farms, the horrors of genetic engineering, and the overuse of antibiotics in cattle. Lesson being, he takes his coffee black.
Yeah. Kitty, 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 kitty.
All right. Cooper Bollock, the big jewel in your drug ring, is extradited from Europe to stand trial. Prosecution needs to nail down his timeline. They're looking for testimony that helps do that. Did you ever meet Cooper Bollock?
It was a confusing time.
I'm sure, but my question is pretty straightforward. Did you ever meet Cooper Bollock?
Yeah. Yes, I knew him.
In what capacity? Were you aware of his role in the ring? Did you hear him give orders? These are the questions the prosecution is going to be drilling you on before you testify.
Yes, but what about my safety if I testify? This guy is the real deal.
Oops. Oh, damn it. Oops, damn it. Excuse me. I'll fix myself up. Stress has a lot of layers. And welcome. Hello.
And from what I've seen in The Sopranos, these types do not take too kindly to those that they consider traitors. They hire killers with underwear fetishes to take them out.
I've been working on this case for 5 years, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm sure you, for one, can attest to how little the feds like to spend money. Mr. Bollock is a very bad man who's going away for a long, long time. Lying is not an option.
Do you always tell the truth?
Sometimes when they ask if I want to donate $1 for heart disease, I'll say I already gave, but mostly, yes, I tell the truth.
Telling the truth wasn't much of a priority in my family. You know, as long as everybody smiled pretty for the Christmas picture. Lie it up.
I wouldn't carry on your family tradition here. This is about crime and punishment and justice.
Oh, hello.
Tell the truth.
It's not very interesting. Because
Yes.
no one's chatting.
Of course.
So, you know.
Good. Let's go meet the prosecutors.
Can I bring my coffee?
Ooh, that's interesting. Not sure that I would buy it again, but it's like Moroccan.
1 3/4. No
Interesting.
good.
This is bullshit. I got grilled
Thank
all
you.
day and all night.
I don't agree.
And still,
Right now, I feel
brought
like I
back
look a bit
bug for you.
meh.
A
thank
prosecutor
you.
tracked that between a file and a coffee cup, and I carried it back in my bra. You guys are full of shit.
Huh.
There's no roach business. I'm done. Fuck you.
We heard what you done back in Litchfield. Don't think that scares us any.
That's right. You?
1. Me?
13.
Jonathan,
Going to court.
don't think this gets you off the hook. We'll be waiting.
I don't know if I can do it.
What?
You know, my lawyer said Cooper's going away no matter what.
Did you not hear everything I said?
When you told me that nothing bad was going to happen.
How long have you been holding on to that one? We have got to go in united on this. It'll be a red flag if you say you know him and I say I don't. I'll know that I'm lying.
Maybe we should both just be honest.
This is not the time to take some moral high ground.
Yeah, I only seem to be faced with these extreme moral choices when I am with you.
Exciting, right? Look, I wish I could
Yeah, I
take us
wouldn't
all
buy
over
that
again,
again.
but I can't.
It was interesting,
Okay.
but I wouldn't buy it again, I don't think.
This is the only
need to be
way I
paired
can
with
keep you
something.
safe now. You have to do what I'm telling you.
What?
We're over.
I want to be your prison life.
I'm glad you can make jokes. Alex, I need to do the right thing for a change. I have to. And truthfully, you can't keep me safe either way.
Left hand, please. Raise your right. Do you solemnly swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. All right, we can begin. Will you state your full name for the court, please?
Piper Elizabeth Chapman.
Thank you. Ms. Chapman, you are currently serving a 15-month sentence in a federal penitentiary for crimes associated with Mr. Kubra-Bala. Is that correct?
Fuck it.
Yes, that's correct.
And when were these crimes committed?
Crime. It was just one crime. In 2003.
Right.
Yeah, this
And
one's
can you
nice.
explain to me how you came to be associated with Mr. Bollock's drug ring?
My girlfriend at the time, Alex.
Is that Miss Alex Voss?
Yes.
Are you two still a couple?
No.
But in 2003, how would you describe the relationship?
We were together. She was the love of my life.
And was it Miss Voss
Just
who
dropping it.
introduced you to Mr. Bollock?
I don't recall.
See. Someone else made the introduction?
I don't recall.
Are you saying you never met Mr. Bollock?
Not that I can recall.
Oh.
Miss Chapman, your girlfriend, Miss
The
Voss,
teleprompter laughing.
was one of Mr. Bollock's most profitable traffickers. Were you aware of that?
We didn't discuss her business much.
But you must have been aware of her success. You traveled together to Bali, Brussels, Paris, Turkey, Greece, all in the span of 1 year.
We traveled a lot.
And never in that time did she introduce you to her boss, Kubra Bollock.
Not that I can recall.
Miss Chapman, you are aware of the consequences. Lying under oath.
Oh, that's why she gets a longer
Of
sentence.
course.
And your responses remain the same.
I was there for Alex. She was what I paid attention to. Who I paid attention to. Everything else was just background. I'm sorry that I can't help you more.
Prosecution has completed examination with this witness.
Since I'm not a half-wit like my son, I don't have to bother asking why you did that. I guess the possibility of added time or resentencing on new charges just isn't that big a deal for you.
I'm sorry I disappointed you.
It's disappointed me. You broke the law. Again.
I made a decision that I don't expect you to understand.
Oh, so painful.
Well, I'm done. You live on this slippery slope, kid, and for some reason you can't seem to stop doing rain dances. Good luck, honey.
You let me down. You were let down.
It was 3 a.m. I think that anything after 2, it's like, you're not bailing, you're just tired.
But you missed the live sex show.
And the flamingos.
Oh, the flamingos, that's right. There were flamingos.
Cooper had a front row seat to both.
Uh-huh.
So much pink. 아, 내들이 지었어. 불법대로 잘려.
I think it's time for me to get home to Dad. Oh, so Bill said happy birthday. You don't exist, remember? That's right. Invisible woman.
Maybe I should switch careers and become a jewel thief.
Steal me something good. Yes, all good. But what about you? How was your day?
Yeah, it was nice. Nothing crazy. Mom and I went out to dinner. How about you? You're still in Barcelona?
No, we're in Paris now.
Oh, that's exciting, honey. But please tell me you're not staying in youth hostels. I'm happy to borrow your money.
Don't worry. Polly has relatives here and they're letting us stay with them. It's beautiful and it's safe. It's on the right bank.
Better than the wrong bank.
Ha ha, Dad.
So, you're loving it? You girls getting along?
Well, I mean, you know how Polly is. Yesterday she had us scheduled from morning until midnight.
You know, if it's late, you need to take a taxi, right?
Yes. And always walk on the well side of the street and hold on to my wallet and don't jump out of the back of buses. You taught me everything, Dad.
Good girl.
Thanks, Dad. I gotta go. Happy birthday, Daddy.
Thanks, baby. Thanks for calling.
Oh, it's gonna make me so mad.
Alex. Alex, I did what you said.
Listen, Piper. Everything just happened so fast.
What's going on?
I had to tell the truth. My lawyer
Are
said,
you kidding?
Piper, you don't understand.
Are you fucking kidding me? Where are you going? Are you getting
I'm
out?
so sorry. I'm sorry, Piper.
You're
I'll
getting
tell you.
out?
I need to explain.
Wait, what? What the fuck did you do, Alex? What the fuck did
Oh,
you
like
do?
you didn't see it coming, you stupid,
Fuck you,
stupid
Alex!
person.
Fuck you!
Oh my god, the cigarette thing? That's real? What? It was real! Best twist of the show yet. I'm so sick of eating this meat. So I don't want to waste the last bit. And I still have lettuce. Made it back with 4 seconds to spare. Oops. No. knocking cola off onto the ground, not the best idea. I got so much food all over the place while I was eating that.
Want to hear my song? I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring me down. Oh no.
This is bound to be tasties. I'm assuming.
Rochelle, you back the fuck off.
Her name's Tasha, but I'm
She
guessing.
got impulse control issues, you know. I'm real smart. I know the whole periodic chart. I love science.
Okay, Tasha, how about we get you a shaved ice, yes? What flavor would you like?
But I was...
Tasha.
Blue.
That looks vile.
It looks blue, but it tastes like red.
Blue and red are colors, darling. They're not flavors.
Well, it's tasty. I like me some tasty. Especially on days like now. People only want the baby.
I still want the babies. Babies are cute.
I'm cute.
No, you're big. And your hair's ratty, and you're too eager and too dark. And now your mouth is blue. But I suppose it tastes like red.
You're nasty.
Mm-hmm. I just call them like I see them, darling. Do you have a group home in this neighborhood?
How you know I live in a group home?
My dear boy, this feels light to me. Light ain't right unless you like sleeping on the street.
Nah, it ain't light. It's just big bills.
Well then, I'll see you at home for dinner, baby.
Oh shit. You were connect.
I'm a businesswoman. I can help hear you bragging on your science back there. I'm impressed.
I also know pie.
No ass telling you know pie.
Pie. Not pie. Up to 56 digits.
You gotta learn the trade.
Hell no. That would no connect. I get in trouble. I never find forever family.
You might want to start thinking about making your own forever family, Tasty. You wait around for one to come along, you might die waiting.
My name is Tasha.
Yeah. But Tasty suits you somehow. Like you say, everybody like a little something tasty.
This one is super creepy.
I can keep my eye on you, Tasty girl. See you right away.
This is sweet. You know, I'd rock this if I wasn't being unprofessional. Why you care? You know it's all bullshit. Bullshit, I know I want to win.
Ladies, it's about making a good first impression.
Ah, my TV is dying.
Beautiful. We have plus size on the end there.
Oh, shit. Man, I don't want no sack. I got curves. I'm a luscious woman.
If this is really about career dressing for us, shouldn't this be all like McDonald's and Maid's uniforms?
No, do not think small. We are dressing ourselves for the career that we want. You have to put it into the universe. Dress for success.
Take the leopard.
See the leopard? Ooh, that's cute.
What if I want to be like a marine biologist? You got a wetsuit?
If you want to apply for a job in marine biology, you might have to go to an office for an interview. What about this? The peach chunk would look so good with your skin.
Oh, it does look pretty.
Can somebody help?
It's so
I
pretty.
don't think that's gonna work.
You calling me fat?
No, I'm just saying that you're broad, like broad.
The dress is so perfect. I want that dress for myself.
And this side here,
Careful.
and pull on that side. And someone's got to get the zipper. Okay, we can do this.
I'll do the zipper. Let's go. Suck it in, girl.
Damn suck.
How's it look?
Like, I don't want to be anywhere near you when those bees pop off and shoot you in the face.
Out of curiosity, what kind of job were you thinking of getting in there?
I'm just here playing dress up.
Ladies, better get moving. We're walking over to that chapel in 10 minutes.
I don't have any.
Oh my gosh.
Can I ask you something? What would you wear if you were going to a job interview at a medical supply company in Utica? Just hypothetically speaking.
How come Flagger gets to do job fair and we stuck here?
Let's not ask first. And if I let everybody go, nobody will be here. Next time, ask first.
She don't even need job fair. Her boyfriend's like the king of Molly. He be sent to every club in New York. That shit is blowing up.
What's Molly?
The pure powder form of MDMA. Supposed to be like a clean ecstasy, but made me grind my teeth.
How come you ain't in jail, Miss Chet?
I am in jail. Every fucking day. You want the radiator on or off?
Oh, it's hot enough in here.
There's freezing everywhere else. The pipes in our bathroom closed again. What was it about?
I'm not a plumber.
Oh, our mistake. You got that whole ass crack thing going, so...
Inmate? You want me to give you a shot?
Hey, I'm a job fair brownie. Maria, stop running your mouth and run the dishwasher. Diane, Bing, I got something for you. Thank God. I'm dying. Is this gonna work? Sure, drink that one more. What are you giving her over there? It's nothing. Just to help her poop. She's backed up. Why didn't you tell me? You don't want to hear about my back. Of course I do. Okay, Alita. I haven't shit for 5 days. You happy?
Ugh.
Thank you, Gloria. What do you think you're doing? Oh man, relax. It's plain juice, olive oil, a little magic. It's not gonna hurt the baby. You know her mother? Her mother. I think right now you're more like her aunt. No. I didn't get me a belly full of stretch marks to be no fucking idiot. Look, relax. She came to me. I helped her out. She's comfortable with me. Yeah, too comfortable.
So, as you can see, we have a very exciting few days planned for all of you. And now to start things off here from Dress for Success, to give you some do's and don'ts of interview dressing, Mrs. Satkin.
I want that outfit. It's
Dress
so
for
beautiful.
Success is the premier support network for today's unemployed woman. Let us begin our journey. Ladies? That a cocktail dress is not proper interview attire. This is not corporate or even daytime wear. Wholly unprofessional.
I'm just showing off my assets.
Next, I'm going to say leopard, little sailor girl, and our friend in peach here are also not properly attired for an interview. The animal print is too racy and implies poor judgment, and the sailor outfit is childish. Companies are looking to hire adults. And finally, the peach is simply ill-fitting, dated, and not flattering.
But you told me to wear it.
Yeah, you did.
I just want to swim with dolphins.
Thank you. You can leave the stage now. Okay,
Oh,
let's look at what's going right up here. This is a good interview outfit. It fits her well.
How is that
The
not?
dark stockings give it
Oh,
a
my
conservative,
comments.
polished finish. I believe the makeup is a bit gothic and heavy-handed, but overall the look is solid. Solid. Another strong ensemble we have is the pantsuit and blouse. It's classic. However, we do run into some serious problems with personal grooming here. The hair, it's messy, unpolished, unkempt. My hair is clean. It's wild and slovenly.
I'm sorry, it's not uptight and boring.
But here, the hair is nicely coiffed. The makeup is subtle and understated. However, the shirt is too sheer and the skirt is too tight.
Hold up. Pause. At job fair last year, this was the winning outfit. I seen it myself. That's why I picked it instead of the blue dress I know I look banging in.
Let's talk a moment about dressing for your body type and your skin tone. A fuller figured woman might want to choose a looser fitting garment,
very
perhaps a
offensive.
dress as opposed to a shirt and a skirt. Not as loose as this, which resembles a large burlap muumuu.
No shit.
But something in a jewel tone with a contrasting scarf.
And I still look hella office. I walk in, they be like, yeah, she know her business. So, who wins?
Overall, despite the excessive eye makeup, I would have to give it to this young lady right here. That's right, Latino,
Man, you give me the freaking cha-cha. This is some bullshit. Shit to the bull. Damn, that cool take you out to dinner first? Man, you sound just like Marsha. You know she right there in that kitchen.
Like I care. We got 2 weeks left in this shithole.
Little girl, you look like a dragon with all that smoke coming out of your nose.
Please, you smoke like a hoopie's tailpipe puffing up and down the street.
I'm an adult. It gives me the right to make bad choices. Ran over to Raylene's for something delicious to get to join us.
I gotta work.
Yeah, we working too, except our work doesn't leave us smelling like rancid oil.
Yeah, you clean as a drug dealing whistle.
You should decline an offer by simply saying, no thank you. Otherwise, people will stop inviting you to the thing.
I could eat.
Well, come on then. Let's nourish that body. Bye-bye, tasty girl.
Sure you not trying to come out and eat though?
No, AJ. I gotta get to work.
Be safe though.
Is the chicken flavor cup of noodles back in stock, or have you only got the shrimp?
We got cream of chicken.
No, I don't like that one.
You want shrimpy?
Sure. I'll take 5 of those. And I don't want the tuna with the spicy sauce. Just plain tuna. Oh, and for the coffee, the dark roast. Please. How's the fitness going, O'Neill?
I'm in the 4700s. Over 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, you'll make it easy. It's still early. And good for you.
Oh, one step at a time.
Problem.
What kind of problem?
No money in account problem.
What are you talking about?
Call your family. I can't tell you shit. Sorry. Next.
Shane's great. Oh, hello, there's actually someone in.
What this is doing to my
I thought I was
plant?
talking to myself.
There was frost on my succulent. This is a desert plant. It should not be freezing. Fern seems to be replaced. I get dick pawed all day. It's never getting hot again. Like your mother.
Ah, delightful. Is that your mama joke? Priceless.
Wouldn't think so.
What do you think?
She popped up her skirt. Going to Band-Aid the old heap and gave me $50 to buy a space heater for her office. Good little puppy.
Oops.
Joke's on her. Space heater costs $27. It's $23 profit, man. Instead of 2 at Sizzler.
Sorry. I was trying to see if there was any comments that I
Here's
missed.
$4.
But instead just threw the thing around.
Add it to the 23. Buy me one of those space heaters or I'm gonna rat you out. No Sizzler for you. Shit.
Don't forget, ladies, your usual meal is 1,500 calories. Beware of overeating.
Hey, where's your doggy?
No. Don't tell me the dog died. No. I don't want to say. No, it doesn't. No, don't go. Don't. No. No, don't. No, I can't watch.
It got weird.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that was so uncomfortable to watch. It didn't even happen and I still.
Should I tell Gloria?
Nah, a few weeks ago, Gloria said that Margarita, but she just never came in to me.
Why'd she let her off the hook?
Well, you gotta figure. She lost the kitchen, she lost her girls, and her hair is all fucked up. Let her have some shitty food and get on with her life.
If it was up to me, yo no la dejo entrar aquí de nuevo. That's a bear. Una osota rusa. Y ahora mismo she's hibernating until she gets strong again. Y después se va a parar en esas piernas traseras and she's gonna shred up a todo el mundo con esas garras y dientes de osa.
What the fuck do you know about bears? What, you live by the Bronx Zoo or something?
Osa roja. Se ve todo en los ojos.
Are you full of shit?
Nah, that is the one who's full of shit.
It's not funny right now. Not in a good way.
She's right. It's our duty not to make fun of her.
Yeah, because that would be crappy.
You guys are such assholes.
At least these assholes are working.
Okay, whose head? Your head. Something wrong. It's still throwing me, you know? I'm not seeing him in a chef's jacket. Yeah. It's like when you see a cop in sweatpants in your kitchen after he spent the night with his sister. And a splooge on the sweatpants, and you feel weird about it.
That just brought back a memory that I wish I didn't have. Not the splooge part. The cop part. Oh, hello. Hi from Russia. Yeah. And hey, I'll be killing you too.
Oh,
Welcome back.
she's high as a kite on psych meds.
That's too bad.
Care to join us?
No, thanks. Happy here. Nice and quiet.
I can't translate.
Suit yourself.
Sorry. I'm okay. Haven't really felt like streaming after the whole situation with the people. Whoa.
Hi. Well, we didn't think we were gonna see you again. What happened?
Last thing I remember is I was an angel.
Well, I heard y'all beat the holy mess out of each other.
I suppose you got a few licks in.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, smile. I understand. Yeah, when you lie.
Being a very bad officer right now, watch your stream and text you while driving. So it's something to be proud of. Listen to the voice instead. Wait, no, that's horrendous too. I wouldn't be listening to my voice. I'll cause you an accident because my voice is so horrible. But don't watch while driving and don't text while driving.
Would you close the door, please?
Be the change you want to see in the world.
So, out of the penalty box, huh?
Imagine how you'd feel if you took someone out right now.
Nothing.
You'd have to live with that.
Hockey?
Oh, no hockey.
That would be on your conscience.
I've been in shoe. It's been like a month, I think, right? A month? Yeah.
Weird timing, because there was just the thing on the
pulled me
police
out.
officer thing.
Set us back.
A second ago.
Am I back?
For now. I suppose you're wondering why I called you down.
Star Wars and Harry Potter. What? I
Counseling?
don't know what that means.
Make sure I don't go cuckoo again?
Do you mean, do I like those?
I won't. I got all my marbles.
The new
back.
Star Wars I like, not so
I
much
thought we
the old
should
ones, and Harry Potter, no, not really at all.
Get things straight.
Yep.
Alright. I mean, I can promise you that I've never felt more saner than I do now. You know, when you spend that much time down there and
Your teeth right now.
solitude,
They're like open.
it's like real purification, you know. My heart feels right.
I suppose you had time to reflect on that evening, then.
Nope. 'Cause my head is so fuzzy.
Oh, is that so?
I mean, I suffered multiple contusions and
lacerations, and it's just freaking painful. And now that I got through it, I started to remember, and then lots of stuff came back to me.
Tired. I had my yearly
Yep.
self-defense training yesterday, and
She
then I had to work
angered you,
on
you
that last
confronted
night.
her, and you fought.
Yes.
I can
That's
see
it.
I'm gonna have to
End of story.
moderate this, so let's just
No.
remove that one.
There's more.
What more?
Oh, thank you.
What are you talking about?
I
There's
wouldn't
angles,
personally,
and there's like
but
accentuations,
I
and then
didn't know what I was seeing, Doggett. Do you hear what I'm saying? I had no idea that you two were gonna... You could have been having a talk. A lover's quarrel.
no, not
I don't
you.
know.
The one who asked if I
And I
like
certainly didn't see a
Putin, and I
weapon.
was like,
Holiday times, tensions get high.
I
and
feel
God
like
knows
that
Capio was
conversation
testier than ever then. But
needs
don't
to
think for a
be
second
moderated.
that anyone is going to believe a meth-addled hillbilly over me. Be 100% fucking clear.
I've probably got food in my teeth, so if I do, someone let me know.
well, they might just
I'll try to stay clear of politics.
believe the poster girl for the Right to Life movement. You know I was on Greta
Except
Thunberg's
right
side.
now, I'm gonna report your account if you keep going. Don't make me have to report your account. No, at the moment though, there is like in my town, there is this like uproar over the fact that somehow it's been put through. So basically, its original budget, I believe, was like 40 million, and now it's gone up to like 50 million since the other day, because there was a 20-day warning for people who were involved with it, but only a 2-day warning for people who wanted to stop it, basically. So people couldn't get off work because they made it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon instead of an appropriate time like evening at, say, 6 o'clock when people had finished work. It was sus as fuck. So now it's been given extra money. And not only that, the, oh, what just happened? Hang on, let me get my charger. If I can find the other piece for my charger. I'll just use this one. And so basically, the town has somehow got to suffer through this stupid monstrosity of a building, which is basically going to be a giant square prison-looking box from what the estimations on what it's going to look like. Like, it's had a drawing of vaguely what it's going to look like. It basically looks like just a square prison box type thing. So that's going to be on our main street. However, the dickheads have put it so it's out of town on the main street. So basically where no one can easily get to it via foot traffic, which seems deliberate, like it's done so that the riffraff don't just go and visit. It's people who've actively gone there. There's no fucking parking around it. It's being built on what used to be a service station. So there is issues with fuel contamination on the ground and shit like that. So they've got to fix all of that. And then you've got the fact that they promised the money originally to be going into the town. Now, I think it was a 20-something mil contract, has instead of going to our town, is now going to a place which is about 2.5 hours away. So a contract has been given out, like, to them instead of what was promised, which was our town. Because apparently the special box is too special to be made by anyone in our town, which was never told to people in the beginning. It was promoted as people in the town would build it and get jobs. So basically only people who are involved in it were there to vote. Only one person in a whole room of people voted against it. It was just ridiculous. So basically, it's going ahead. And then the kicker is, turns out that's only stage 1. So, only stage 1. And people are like, how many fucking stages are there? I haven't heard if there's actually been an update to find out how many stages there actually are. But basically, yeah, it's pretty fucking dodgy. So usually I'm like not involved with anything government related. I try and stick clear of it because pretty much my say is not going to really matter to anyone anyway. But yeah, so it's getting tax dollars for, so there was an anonymous donation from what I read something about today. I don't know quite what they meant, but they said something about how they should have denied the gift or whatever it was. So I think there's been that donation was what started it, and then it's gone from there, which has sounded really sus anyway. Doesn't want, is it getting paid from tax dollars and the town doesn't want to waste money on it, or but for something else? Well, see, so there's money from our local around town. So I think that was 15 million. Apparently it's already cost 3 million, just like paperwork, like the stuff to do with it so far has already cost 3 million. Apparently, because I said the other day, like that was one of my questions. I said, how much has it cost so far? And someone said that it's around about 3 mil. And there's still way more to come, obviously, but because they've had meetings upon meetings upon meetings, because the town itself has been trying to get it stopped, but somehow it still keeps getting through, and it gets bigger and bigger. It's just snowballing. But yeah, so basically the town itself is saying they don't want it, but the money has also come from all of Australia. So there's our town, and from what I can gather, like Victoria and Australia, all of that has had bits chipped into it, but they're trying to get more money off and like anonymous or like outside buyers, because they've gone way past their budget and they're not even fucking close yet. It's stage 1 and stage 1 hasn't even been like, oh, it's so ridiculous. But basically it's going to tie up traffic all in the main street. They already did this, so this courthouse, I can't remember how much it cost, but it was insane how much it cost. And it is one of the ugliest, biggest eyesores in the whole of our town, and it's on our main street in the center of town. And the courthouse, ironically, they spent a fortune figuring out what kind of table would make someone feel less anxious. Because, you know, a square table is all right, but a round table makes everyone feel important, so no one's left out. A rectangle table leaves people at the end feeling more self-important, so it makes people feel anxious to sit on a bench. So we need to figure out the best benches, because that's important. When people are in court, it's important they sit on a correct bench. You can see that I was a little bit mad, because at the time that came around, they had just cancelled, like, I looked across the road and saw the fucking thing when I'd been told that there was no domestic violence, the meeting that I was meant to be having the day before the funding had been cut. So you can understand I was a little bit fucking shitty. The irony that I'd been in that fucking courthouse to deal with shit with my ex and the other ex, and then I'm sitting there unable to get the help I need because that funding had been cut. But there's building that is a fucking eyesore. They've put up these things that are like rusty. Like the look is actually meant to be rusty. The fuck? So they put it all up and I was like, well, that's horrendous. Thought it was horrendous before it turned rusty. Then I looked, like, you know, shortly thereafter, and it's gone that rusty color. And I'm like, what the fuck were they thinking? But they spend so much money to not make people uncomfortable and anxious in court. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that building has, like, and it took a couple of years for this building to be fucking finished. So it caused traffic confusion constantly for a couple of years. So I can't imagine what this one's going to do. Like, for where it is, it's going to be hard to get out of town into going to Melbourne and shit. It's just going to be ridiculous. And yeah. So usually I steer clear of the whole politics of things, but the fact that this has come so far and it's so far out of budget, and like I said, that was supposed to go jobs in locally, and now they're going from a few hours away in the city instead because apparently no one can do it. But then how did it get so far? Because that was the only reason it was supposed to be going through, is that it was supposed to bring money to our town. Oh, I left out the other part. So the other part of it is, it's for an art museum. Just within the last couple of years, the already there museum got renovated. So they spent a fortune renovating what was already a building for art, for more art, and now they're building it in a completely different fucking place. So, like, and everyone's saying it could have gone to so many things. It could have gone to a racetrack. It could have gone to, like, a theme park type situation, or, like, all sorts of things that would bring people in. They're trying to say, oh, but it's going to bring so much foot traffic. Blah, blah, blah. It's like it's out of town. How the fuck's it going to bring people in? It's only going to be fancy schmancy douchebags who are going to probably go there, and they won't want to go out in town because our town is falling apart, mind you. There is actually, and I kid you not, there is actually a building in the center of fucking town next to the courthouse that is the biggest eyesore. Somehow the courthouse is actually still worse than the burnt down hotel that's next to it, of which has had multiple fires now. So it had the original fire, and then suspiciously, when he was told that he couldn't take the building down brick by brick, because apparently he was pulling it down brick by brick, and I was like, is that even legal? Considering I'm pretty sure it's a heritage building, which some people have said that it is, some people have said that it's not. And then suspiciously, straight after that, caught fire again. We're all like, wait, what? I'm sorry, did it really catch fire again? So they're doing nothing with that. They could have bought that out and fixed it up, etc., instead of having this giant eyesore of a building and then the burnt down building. Like I said, the eyesore building that they spent a fortune on is actually, it looks worse than the burnt down building, in my opinion. But just what the fuck? I'm aware that for someone who doesn't have many opinions, I've got many opinions, but it's just kind of spirals. But it's just so stupid. Oh, and then also, the other couple of things that are going at the same time, they've got an overpass that's going to be going from our shitty train station, which has been dangerous and scary for fucking years. Like, I don't want to leave my car there. I actually take a taxi to there and take a taxi back rather than leaving my car there for a night. And I've had to be there at, like, they used to have an early morning train, like before daylight train. And it was scary as fuck waiting there outside of the building because they don't open the building, but they tell you on the phone to get there at that time. So they tell you on the phone to get there about half an hour before the fucking thing opens. So you're waiting there, a scared person in the fucking dark. But they're building, like, basically an overpass that no one would even want to walk where they're trying to build it. Like, no one's gonna walk from there into town, which is so much further from there. No one's going to walk that far. And that, I think, was about 15 million, if I recall. I think it was about 15, 17 million that I read the other day. So I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah, don't, like, put that in the center of town. If anything, why wouldn't they? Because there is a train that goes, like, near there. Like, why wouldn't they put it where the shitty Sam building is going to be, the art museum, and attach that to the center of town, so at least they've got a nice walkway over it that's safe, and make the train make an extra stop instead or something, or like the bus stop that's nearby. Do that instead. At least that'll get people easy to get to this shitty museum that they're creating. And they're like, oh, we can hold fancy Grace Kelly exhibitions. And it's like, yes, but those fancy Grace Kelly exhibitions are going to cost more money as well. So your actual original design, then you're paying people on top of that. The actual building apparently is going to be running at a loss for 10 years. From what, there's one person that's spoken up about all the issues, and that's the gist of what I heard the other day. From what I can gather, it's going to be at a loss for 10 years. And so even if they pull out now, like if they decide not to go ahead with the building, it still was going to cost, I think it was like 24 million or something. I think 24 million to pull out. So to not do this now, it's gone that far, it's snowballed that far, that to pull out is going to cost 24 million and would still in the long run work out far cheaper than them. There was like a thing, I don't know who's getting the 500,000, but I think she said it was either every 3 months or every 6 months that someone is getting 500,000. I couldn't understand, but it was like the CEO or whatever. Someone is getting 500,000 just it hurts my head. I'm like, why would they pick a site that was a service station that has apparently flooded, like the fuel had flooded in the area twice because like water had flooded the tanks? So why? And not only that, like the lake itself, you know, like I was saying earlier on the Twitch stream, the lake itself has got like weeds and all that all through it. And, you know, there's like the snakes and stuff. But they could like make the lake itself nicer and more appealing for people to go. There's so many events, like there's cycling, there's the canoe club that I'm with, and there's the rowing club that's next to it as well. Like and there's like some other stuff that's going on there. Like if they made that a nicer area, but instead they're putting this giant box on there that's, so stupid. It's shit that not only that, they were so dodgy about it, giving only 2 days for people to decide to go, to try and put their hand up and say no. And at this point, nobody believes that them saying no is going to help anyway, because everyone's decided that they're pretty corrupt by the way that they've done it. So everyone's just gone to the point where, what's the point in even putting a hand up to say no when it's just going to go ahead anyway? Because it seems pretty fucking dodgy. So stupid. It's going to be so frustrating. Like I said, it's going to take a few years to be finished. It's going to be so much, like, if they've already spent a few million, it's going to be so much worse. Hey, Shannon! We're just talking about the eyesore of the building that's coming, the Prison Cube Art Museum. I definitely would not like to have been in charge of designing it though. I'm just saying that they could have put a little bit more effort into something that costs that much fucking money and it's turning out to just be a giant square. Like, they could at least make it unique looking, you know. The Sam Museum. You know, the one that's costing Shepparton and everywhere else in Australia 50 million. The one that's going on the lake. You know, the old servo that they took down. Which, when they took that down, they took away a really, really nice cafe. It's where me and my dad used to go there. So I think, to be honest, most of my anger and bitterness stems towards the fact that they took away the cafe that reminded me of times when my dad actually spent time with me. Let's be honest. So yeah. I can't believe you haven't heard. Yeah, no. Causing uproar. Oh, it's getting a bit hot. Give me a sec to put the aircon on. Oh, well, that explains why I was really cold earlier. I was like, fuck, it's cold. It turns out my aircon was on high, not low. Well, Shannon's not actually in Shepparton. Shannon's in, how far away is it? It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something? Maybe? I always get lost once I get out of Shepparton. Which sometimes leads to me driving in the wrong direction before I'm like, oh wait. Maybe, anyways, miss you, Bendigo. It's like an hour and a half. Yeah, I was close. Yeah, I'm alright. Oh, okay. No. I was the other day, like, I don't know if you can see, like, the difference. If you can see, like, how I'm pure white in some sections. See? The straps pure white. I was, kayaking with, and teaching kids and stuff the other day, and just, yeah, I was so sunburned. And usually I just go brown, but this time I went, oh, and, like, I don't know, you can't really see in, like, the lighting of the phone. Hang on, see if I can... Oops. I've just brought up something. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but like just there's like, no, you can't see it. So I had these gloves on that help when I'm kayaking. Like they're kind of like little wrist protectors, but not really. Like they help with the fingers, so like, you know, when you're doing lots of this, so like, you know, when you're on a monkey bar and you get the blisters, I find it just helps to not feel like I'm going to get the blisters from the monkey bar feeling. But so the top part isn't covered, but my fingers are, so I have like, I'm basically multicolored along here, because like it wraps around here, it doesn't have anything here, and then it's got the fingers, so I kind of just look like Neapolitan ice cream a little bit. Just different levels of colour. You can't even see my chest right now. I'm literally covered. Oh my god. But yeah, so that is, usually I'm very like sun safe, and clearly you're being sarcastic. So just chill out. But yes, so but yeah, so I should have gone back to the car, but I didn't have shoes to go back to the car. I don't have, like, I'm trying to save money, and I've got these thong things that have like, shoes, because you guys call them flip-flops, but they're kind of like flip-flops, but the little piece in the middle of the flip-flop type thing is coming out. So I didn't really want to walk in those, and I didn't want to wreck my water shoes, which my water shoes are for stepping in the water. They're not really made for walking on rocks. So I was like, oh no, I'll get some sunscreen later. And then I didn't think there was going to be an extra group, but there was extra groups. Like I thought there was only like 2 groups of kids, but there was 4, I think. So I was like, oh, I'm sunburned, and I thought we would be going home about now. So I was like, okay, can you find me some sunscreen like now? It was too late though. The damage was done. I don't really have favorite food anymore. I like spaghetti bolognese, but I ate it too much, so I'm kind of sick of it. At the moment, I really like, there's this place that does a chicken schnitzel, but I don't get the Napoli sauce. I don't like that. I don't like the sauce. I don't like that kind of sauce in general. It's not just them specifically. I just don't like Napoli sauce. I don't think it's not for me. But there's like salami and bacon and cheese, and oh, it's so good. What was your favorite food? Right now, I suppose, what would be my favorite food right now would probably be, I guess, creamy mushroom sauce. I've kind of eaten it too much, but that's okay. Thank you for chilling out. yeah, so I probably would like my creamy mushroom sauce at the moment. So I make roast potatoes. I cook the potatoes, like I heat them in a pot, and then I heat them with chicken stock and vegetable stock and whatnot. And then once they're soft-ish but not fully cooked, I drain the water a little bit and then only have a little bit of water and make it like more soupy. And then I add that to the creamy mushrooms, and then yeah, my internet's like, I need to change what station the internet's on, if that makes sense. Like, it was fine, and then I thought, I should change the channel, but I haven't done it yet, because I don't really stream that much at the moment, so, and it means going through a bunch of channels to find which one gives me the best internet, and I just wasn't up for that. But yeah, I cook for myself. Sometimes I get junk food. Okay, a lot of the time I get junk food, though. That sounds really good. You could stay the night if you wanted to. It'd be fun. You can have a sleepover and pajama party. That's great. Single life for the win. I mean, I didn't ask, but yes. Okay, you will what? Oh. Oh, you duffer. Yeah. Shannon and I actually met at a thing dressed as zombies. Like, we were painted up like zombies a few years ago. God, I feel like it must be like 4 or 5 years ago. No, it'd have to be like 5. Yeah, I realized. I realized what you meant. Yeah, so old. I'm 31. It sounds like I'm joking when I say it. I feel like I say it and people think I'm like being sarcastic, but I'm really not. Because I say it like, yeah, I said that a while ago. I said that I was really old, and then I forgot to actually clarify that I'm not, and I thought, do they actually think that I'm like super old? Yeah. You can stop talking about my body now. It's about 5, as I was still in Rochi then. Yeah, because I realised it has to be about 5, because there was the... I go by my, like, I figure it out based on relationships and how long they've lasted. You're going to go in timeout if you make one more comment about my body. One more comment, and you're going in timeout. And when you come back, if you're still being like that, I'm going to have to report it. So just chill out, relax. Not showing anything, like just chill the fuck out. You're pissing me off. And it's people like you that make me leave and end my stream, and I'm already thinking about ending my stream. So, don't be a dick. Yeah, that was... What place was that? That was the, messages retracted. Yeah. That was the, it was like on the corner of the, like, it was like a hotel-y type cafe place. Not cafe, restaurant. And I think I had the creamy mushroom steak for that. That was a really nice night. It was a dress-up party. I can't remember what I dressed up as, though. But I feel like it was a dress-up party, wasn't it? Or whatever I wore, I remember it being weird. Because I remember there being comments on whatever hairpiece I was wearing. I think I had a mask. I feel like I had a mask. Can't recall, but I'm pretty sure I had like a mask, and then there was like, and you had like all the. No. So we met a few years ago, and it was a zombie event. So we met while we all were painted up, and we were in like these cages and stuff, and like walkways, and so people would come in, and we'd run at the cage and be like ah, and stuff like that, and then you were a unicorn, and then we went to it was their birthday party that I went to as well. And they invited me from, I was in Shepparton, but I travelled to see them. And I feel like there was something else that, like, was I visiting someone else as well? I can't remember. You had a black dress thing and the skull cane things. Was I maybe dressed as Harley? I'm sure, I feel like there was a mask, but I can't remember. Being a unicorn is quite awesome. Well, they are very unique as a person and stuff, so the unicorn thing works. Not many people are as selfless as you. And aside from that, not really that often have we seen each other. We nearly did recently, but I couldn't stay awake long enough. No, it wasn't Harley. I'm pretty sure it was the same cane thing. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it's the only cane thing that I can think. Oh, no, there was a little teeny tiny cane thing, but I can't remember what that was for. And it had like a jester type, like, necklace thing. There was a thing as well. Was it a fairy outfit? I think I wore that recently. It was like a black, had wings that keep closing, maybe. Oh, I can't remember. And it was someone else there that was really cool. I can't remember. Yeah, it is nice. One of the longer friends that I've had. I think my longest friend is probably Brie, because Brie I knew in school, so it's like, that's a lot of years. It can't be 19 years, if I knew him when I was about 13, 14. I can't count, I'm guesstimating. I tried to count and I was like, Not on the highway anymore, driving on city road. Can't ride anymore, but I'm still listening. Okay. Can't believe you're still driving. I thought you'd stopped. Terrible. I should report you. I'll get your badge number and I'll report you. The irony that I'm watching a police type show and you're going to end up crashing and killing a bunch of people. Not good. Yeah. God, I wanted to do that zombie thing again, and he just would not let me do it. I want to do another paint stream, I think. Not this week though. I really, really hope that I get to actually go out and dirt bike this week. I'm very excited, and I'm very much hoping. Yeah, he just didn't want me to do it because he was like, oh no, we want younger people to do it. But then he still had people who were doing it each year, and that was fine. He was like, we want new people, but yet he still had his favourites that kept doing it. each year, so guess it was just me he didn't want to do it again, not just new people in general, I guess. Oh, I want more cola. I forgot I bought these. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Did you actually put it there? I didn't see it. I wouldn't actually know what to do with the badge number, because, like, where would I even report that to? Yeah, and they were, like, real cheap from, Woolworths. These aren't actually meant to be on there, but they're, like, I just haven't taken them off yet. I'm not doing a mouth sound, no. Don't be weird, or I will remove you. That is your only warning. Literally one warning. That's it. Don't be weird. Thank you. I appreciate that. There we go. Now the flicky bits are gone. It's like a mustache. Oh, my mustache fell off. Oh, I can make it a curly mustache. Yeah, nothing but weird. Wait, what? What did you say? You mean a sexy comment? That was fine. Doesn't count when it's from you. I trust you. You're always respectful. Every compliment you give it so politely. Aw. You're a person I, like, don't know on the internet. That doesn't count. Say, aw. No, but you said the warning about being weird. Haha, I know what you mean. Oh. Well, that's, yeah. You're definitely allowed to be weird. I'll be kidding. Oh, there's more comments. I must be behind in the comments. So did I, but I couldn't make it to them. Oh no. It just must have scrolled. It's weird. Maybe if I join the mustaches together. I was a bit sad in the last few days. There's been memories coming up from all the films and stuff that I've been in and projects that I've been involved in. So I was a bit sad because I haven't done anything like that in so long. I'm seeing the stuff pop up and I'm like jealous of myself. Like, it's a weird feeling to be jealous of yourself. I'm like, oh, that looks like so much fun, and, you know. Oh, well. Maybe one day. Oh, yes. After when you moved, because you said when you were moving that your friend said, I can't remember what it was, but you said that your friend said that you have hot friends or something. They were like, who was that? Oh, it was nice. I actually found my own, like the calendars that I've left over. I found them the other day. A couple in separate folders, like in separate things from when I've taken them places and whatever. And I was like, ah, it reminded me of that. It was such a sweet thing to say. Yep, so I've actually been sleeping at night time, but I don't know that it really counts as at night time when it's like 6 in the morning and it's basically about to be daylight. But I've been getting better. So I figure that way, if I do wake up from the nightmares, by the time I wake up, it is still kind of daylight or not far off, so I won't be too panicky. So it's been easier. And I'm trying to just like get earlier and earlier. But today it was actually like daylight outside. It just hadn't fully come through the window yet. Like it was still dark-ish enough to count as it being dark, but yeah. It had started to be daylight today, but yeah. Well, mine's never been at night. I've always slept during the day, and like when I had school and stuff, that's why I used to be so tired, because I sleep during the day, so I'd get like a couple of hours sleep and have to wake up for school, or like be late for school and stuff like that. So I've never had a good sleep pattern, and it's partially because of the nightmares and stuff like that. So I go to bed, but I'll lie there for like 4 hours, 6 hours. Literally 6 hours I've lied in bed, and I can't sleep. But it's because my brain won't, like, I can't, like, it comes on daylight. As soon as the daylight will flood through, and I will instantly fall asleep. So I know it's deliberate, like I'm sabotaging myself, because I don't like sleeping at night in fear of the nightmares and stuff. Because like with the nightmares, they're so vivid. And like I was saying this the other day with the spiders and stuff, especially because I've got a lot of whitetails, which I didn't realize they were whitetails until I posted that thing to my Instagram and was like, hey, what kind of spider is this? And they were like, yeah, it's a whitetail. I was like, oh, fuck. It's been whitetails in my bed this whole time. Great. But like I have nightmares that spiders are crawling all over me. But in the daylight, I can wake up and look down and I see there's no spiders on me. I'm like, it's all good. It's not real. And I can chill out. But if I wake up at night, I don't know if they're really on my body, because I can still feel them on my body, even when they're not real. I can still feel them, and I can still I'm still stuck in the nightmare, even when I've woken up. But at nighttime, there's no proof that it's not, that they're not real. So it's very panicky. And also, like with the daylight, I can see it and just like flick it off with something like the blanket or whatever, and flick it away from me and know that it's not crawling towards me. But the one that I took the photo of, because I had a friend go, yeah, but are they real though, or are they all in your head? And I said, that's the problem. Sometimes they are in my head and sometimes they're real. But the one that I showed them the photo of, they're like, oh, okay, it is real. That was the one that I like, I thought it was an ant, and so I've like gone like this and like thrown it, and then it was only when I threw it that I felt the body was so big. I was like, that's not a fucking ant. And I was so panicked, because that was when I tried to sleep at night. I was so panicked, and I was like, oh, where is it? Ah. But yeah, because I didn't know what it was at that stage. But yeah. Well, that, like the other night when I tried to sleep during the night, I was like, okay, I fell asleep, and within a half-hour period, I'd woken up twice, screaming or near, like, so the first one I think was like, I woke myself up and then like screamed when I woke up. And then there was the one where like I woke up and it was like that kind of breath thing, like, you know, like where you're like, it's like you're breathing in the scream kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. And then I fell asleep and then woke up to something similar, which was like the like it was like the sound that I couldn't describe. I don't even remember how it sounded, but I was like, that one was because I just woke up that way. But the other one, the first one was I dreamt. That's right. I think the one where I screamed was because I dreamt that someone had popped a balloon, and it made me scream. But I woke up and screamed. I think. Yeah. So yeah, kind of woke myself up with the nightmare, and then yeah, because it sounded so real, but that's because it had happened this week. Someone had popped a balloon and scared the fuck out of me. Like, they popped it right behind me during the eating competition for the deck. Someone had popped a balloon. The video is actually super funny though. Like, I think with all those kind of videos, like, I need to put them on my YouTube, but yeah, I'm just it takes so much effort to think of editing them and stuff. But yeah, when I was sitting there for the eating competition, so I'm like scoffing the food, and I'm like, and then the balloons popped, and I've gone like, but like there was food in my mouth, like while I've like, and I'm like, but like gone back to the chewing. But like in the video, you can just see I had this hairpiece on my head. The hairpiece flies up into the air and then pops back. And I'm like, yeah, fell off though. But like watching the hairpiece go, it was really funny. It lifted clear up into the air when I jumped. Because it was a headband, but I was wearing it like a tiara kind of. I was wearing it differently. What's that say? Well, I'll have to come stay one night. If it happens while I'm there, I'll just hold you. Oh, that'd be nice. Well, like, cause when I get used to sleeping on my own, and then I think before me and Jay Waddy actually hooked up, like when we were just like, he stayed over, but I forgot that he was in the bed, so like I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was along the lines of I woke up and like thought there was someone in my bed, which obviously there was, but like I'd forgotten that he was staying over and stuff. So I've gone, ah! And then he's gone, ah! like my screaming, him screaming. He was like so annoyed at me, and he was like, like, you know, I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I was just like manically laughing, but like sad laughing, like when you feel really bad that you've made someone else feel really uncomfortable, but like, you know, because I don't process my emotions well, so I'm like laughing so and now I do just find it funny, but like at the time I was like half like wanting to cry, but like laughing. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. A few times I woke him up with my screams, and he'd be like, it's okay, you're dreaming, like, calm down. A couple of times it was because there were spider dreams, but yeah. And like my friend Rhiannon, she comes to stay over, and I basically just kick her all the time. So I put my sleepy pillow in the middle of us so I don't kick her the whole time. Mum used to hate sleeping with me when I was a kid, because I'd be like kicking, and then she'd go to kick me back, and she'd be like, fucking stop kicking. So she's like kicking me. It's like, I'm a fucking child sleeping, you stupid bitch. Stop kicking me. Yeah, she does not like when we have to sleep in the same bed. Meanwhile, I'm like, yes, I get to sleep in bed with my mum. I'm all excited about it, and she's like, oh, fuck. She does not love it at all. Yeah. So, very, very, very happy with, you know, my activities at the moment. There's no one that makes me really uncomfortable too much, except for the one that's like a bit, I don't like having to dance with them, but it's fine having them in the same room. I just don't like having to dance with them. But there was one the other day. It was something about tuna fish, I think. What was it? No, I can't remember what it was. Most of my jokes that I can think of off the top of my head are offensive jokes that I was taught as a young person, and I don't like saying them anymore. They're like horrible jokes about babies and stuff, so I don't, you know. I'm gonna have to jump off and put my phone on the charger. I'll message you sometime soon. That's alright. Thanks for staying. I might end the stream now. So, and I'll be killing you. Stop talking while fucking driving! Naughty. Oh, there is food in my teeth. Look at that. Yeah, right there. Oh, there's a little bit. I love that there'd be like people who just pop in for a second, and they pop in for a second and all they see is it makes me laugh to think about that kind of thing. I was really proud of myself the other day though for doing the eating competition, because like that used to be one of my, I don't know what the word would be, whether it's like phobia, whatever it was. I couldn't eat in front of people at all, and used to go home to eat and then go back to school, and people thought that I was like just not eating because I was so skinny, but I was eating. I was just eating where people couldn't watch me eat. And then yeah, so I had an ex that used to watch me while I ate to try and make me uncomfortable, and was eventually it worked though. Like I really did stop caring that someone was watching. But yeah, so now I'm like doing really good, and yeah, but halfway through the eating competition though, I saw all the faces watching me, and I had this moment of like, I started to slow down a little bit because I was just uncomfortable, and it turns out they were filming it too, and you can see how close to vomiting I am in the video, like the video they've got of all of us. I look so close to vomiting. It's really disgusting. Oh god. I'm trying to figure out who's older, me or you. I'll be 32 in May. I'm 32 in April. So 7th of April's mine. But yeah, I'm like, because the bread's so filling. Like, I didn't expect it, like, because I can eat a lot, and I've eaten a Big Mac really quickly and stuff. Like, I think it was a Big Mac, no, the other one, Quarter Pounder I think it was. But the video is gone because the person who took the video is a piece of shit that deleted it. But anyway, moving on. We're not going to go down that road. We're not going to spiral. But anyway, I've eaten really quickly before, but it took so long. It took a couple of minutes because this burger was just like, the bread is like, it choked me. Like I couldn't breathe. It was so filling, and it felt like what I feel like it would be like to try and eat insulation, because it was just like, it'd be lovely if I was eating the burger, like it was a nice burger, but like eating it normally, but trying to eat all of it in my mouth and trying to swallow it down, it just wouldn't go down. And if I had just taken a drink of my Coca-Cola, I would have been fine. But I was stubborn, and I thought, no, it'll take longer if I'm stopping to have a drink. And then finally I was like, fuck it, I need a drink, and this is right near the end. Had a sip, and then I was like, oh my god, I feel so much better, and then scoffed the last bit of the burger. I could have eaten it so much quicker, but I still would have come third. It wouldn't have taken as long. And I'm getting like all like tone. I know it doesn't look like much, but like, yeah, it doesn't look like much. Hang on, let's see. That's my bad. It's kind of getting there, but not really. Well, my legs are going to be getting stronger if I keep falling out of the fucking canoe and have to bring it to the shore and then tip it out. how far I swam. But to be fair, next time I'll know that I can just take it to the different spot than I tried to take it the other day. Because I was trying to take it from one side of the fucking half of the lake to the other half. Instead, I could have just swum to the bank, apparently. I thought I needed to, like, do it differently than that. But anyway. Like I said, I was fine with the swimming. And I was fine with swimming in the gross, dirty reeds. I was not fine with the idea of a tiger snake being in there, though. But, yeah. Because I feel like, you know, no one would know. If I'm, like, not near the others, I'm not good at, like, when I panic, I'm not good at calling out for help or anything. Or, like if I need something from someone and I try and get help, but they're, like, in the middle of a conversation, I'm like, excuse me, hello? Hi, excuse me. And yeah, no, it's still there. I think I got it that time. That one's still there. There we go. Now, I'm terrible at calling for help, so I feel like if a spider, well, spiders can bite me there too, I suppose, but I feel like if a snake, you know, is in the reeds and attacks me, I'd just be like, help. There'd be no help coming. I'd just be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, the sound when you gurgle underneath the water when you float down. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. I nearly bought a kit the other day that has, like, the whistle and a light and stuff in it. But I was like, that costs money, and I was like, meh. While I'm at the lake, I don't feel as worried. But, yeah, if I'm going to be swimming around the lake, it takes a lot longer than I thought it would to get around the whole lake. When I'm by myself. When I'm with someone else, I go a lot quicker because I'm competitive, so I try and keep up with them. So I go probably faster than I would when I'm by myself. I'm very, very competitive. Actually, there was this person called Keisha. I think, if I'm getting the name correct. They came on the Sunday, and they were one of the people that I was helping in the group. And they had a friend with them, but they didn't seem that interested. But the Keisha person seemed really interested, and I was like, yes, join. Because, like I said, you know, you seem competitive, and I was like, and I'm really competitive, so I felt like we could both, you know, probably not. I don't even meet people, like, that live here. Let alone, like, people that I don't know from overseas. I don't leave the house much, like, at all. Like, when I do, it's to set places that I've been multiple times, and I just go the same place, basically. I've never been to any, like many of the big places, like I can't even think what they're called. The other day I saw this beautiful photo. It was like a red lake, like pink lake, salt lake, I think it's called. But it's pinky red. I don't know what color it actually properly is. It looked like they had a filter on It looked like they had a filter on the photo. But it looked so beautiful, but I've never been there in real life, and yeah. I would like to travel places, but I wouldn't want to travel by myself. No, you've committed multiple crimes just since I've been on the phone on the stream. Like, multiple things you've done wrong. You're texting, you're not watching the road, probably speeding. Oh, goodness. That's still a bad thing. What if someone doesn't pay attention to the lights and then they crash into you. Try not to bite my mouth. I've been really good in the last couple of weeks. My lips aren't too swollen at the moment. I've been really good the last couple of days. I've gone back to not biting them as much. But I really can, I can feel a bit that I want to bite. I'm like, yeah, but if you were paying attention, you would know that they were coming and crashing into you, and you could either back out of the way or drive out of the way or brace yourself for impact and then not get yourself as hurt in that situation. Yeah, I think it's good. Because I don't really have much self-control when it comes to the biting. But it's because I'm actually able, like, the main time I just spat on myself. The main time I used to bite was that time between about 3 in the morning where I'm trying to sleep but I can't get to sleep. 3 to 6-ish in the morning. My mustache line is like so dark now. I know. Oh no. Damn you, Netflix. Exited it out of me. I was so excited. I found in the freezer,
I
like...
was on Greta Van Susteren, and what if they knew you're...
I was looking through the freezer for something else, or trying to make space, I think it was, because I was putting the sausages in. Yeah, I was making space. And then I saw there was apple pies, little mini apple pies. I was like, yes! I didn't even remember buying them. There was one missing from it, and then, like, I don't even remember when I got them, but I was like, oh, yay, a treat. It would have been recently, because it was, like, I think I vaguely remember it was just after Jay Waddy stopped coming around. Keep the stream on till I get home so I don't fall asleep. Okay, well, I'm gonna be half watching Orange is the New Black then, so I hate not finishing an episode and I've got half an hour left, so want to watch the episode before bed, because it's 2 and that makes it like, it's just off 2, and yeah, so. I hate my forehead, so I always like try and hide my forehead. It's just so big. I've got like a 5 head going on. I want to get a fringe, because, like, you know, doesn't that look nicer? Emma, fringe looks much nicer.
About time we get killed.
I ought to throw you back in SIG and let you run.
Her teeth look so... They've done
What would
such a
help
good
you
job of
forget
the
what
fake
you
teeth.
think you saw?
I'm still not sure how that answers the questions I have regarding the budget.
That's why I invited you today. Programs like Dress for Success, our job fair.
I knew that's why he was
Christmas
there.
pageant readers to readers are not a top priority for the DOC, but they are so important for morale, for education, for rehabilitation. Until we can get the government on board for some serious reform, a little shifting of funds is a necessity, but I assure you all of the money is being used for the good of the prison and its residents.
Okay. And I noticed that your husband is running for state
I
senate.
don't know when this show
Is
was
your
set. I can't
passion for
remember.
education a value he shares?
Absolutely.
I knew she was going to uncross her legs so that he'd see up her skirt. It was so predictable. I was like, don't do it. Don't be that cliche. And yet she did.
How the money is being used to benefit the inmates here at Litchfield.
Well, actually, I
Great
Because
outfit
I'm
though.
the
It's like
reason I have to
leather
get back to work.
skirt but made of purple and a suit
Prison doesn't run
jacket.
itself.
And she gave me the freaking outfit. It was one big setup. So now the 2 black girls, the lesbo junkie girl, and some Mexican get to go on and do the interview part, and I'm back here.
Your makeup looks real pretty. Like, I didn't even know you had eyelashes till today. You look really nice.
Thanks, Ange. It's nice of you to say.
Did you know that Penn's gonna say?
What? How do you know?
Because I seen her after lunch walking to Haley's office.
How'd she look?
She looked pretty rough. I mean, if her teeth was bad before, woof, ain't much left in there.
Don't get me wrong or nothing, but since you've been away, hasn't it been, like, kind of nice in here?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, peaceful. Easy. No
I would
yelling,
not make it in
going
prison.
to hell, just
Watching this show, I know it's not the same now. Like, things
Yeah.
are better now from what I've heard.
June
But, like,
said nothing, right?
I would piss off everybody. I'd have everybody hating me. It'd be horrible. I'd have to like hide in a dryer somewhere and just keep myself safe that way. That'd be terrible.
So, where's Piper now? Still in Chicago, I imagine.
Larry's the most
Larry, I wanna
painful
talk
part of
about
this.
you.
Larry and her
Staying
friend
there? In Chicago?
Polly. Ugh.
She hates deep dish.
Don't know if she's staying. Don't think she's eating a whole lot of pizza.
Larry, how'd she seem to you?
She seemed like an idiot to me. I gave her advice and she didn't take it.
Seemed like an
You gave
idiot.
her love, she cheated on you. I'm not a fan, man. End of topic.
I miss her.
Well, then find a distraction, son. Something that doesn't involve moping around eating crap and playing that World of Warlock.
World of Warlock.
Join the tank or another waste of time. Go get laid.
I'm not ready.
For what? For sticking your dick in something new and cute and moving it around? Oh,
There was like this mud I can't remember what it's called. The name slipped my mind. It's basically like an obstacle course, and I was thinking about doing that. It's like $30 something, and apparently the dodgy pricks that. So I don't remember. I have a cap, the rainbow cap. If anyone watches this later, and you'll see the Zadie's cap that I have. It's like the money's supposed to go to the charity, whatever, and it was for their daughter who. But yeah, so the charity had apparently done this, like a similar, it was Miss Muddy or something, so it was a similar thing that they were involved with, and then basically everyone bought their tickets, they bought parking and whatever apparently, and then they decided that the event, the whole company was in liquidation, so they don't have to refund any of the money to anybody. So they've just basically stolen everybody's money because the company's in liquidation, whatever, and the event's been cancelled. And now they're still doing another event. I'm like, how are they legally allowed to liquidate and whatever and still run a separate event? But all through the post is people saying don't buy a ticket. So that's a shame because it's been a thing for a few years and my friend's done it and whatever. And I feel like it'd be fun. I wouldn't do very well at it, the obstacle course. I don't think I wouldn't do very well, like, with my fitness right now. But it would be fun to do it and know what's involved for the next time. But yeah, it sounds like that the event might just get cancelled anyway. So I'm not going to buy a ticket for it. But if on the day it's still going and I wake up early enough or whatever, I might, still do it. But I'd feel really bad knowing that the money's going to awful people. But yeah, so it's like there's a separate one for kids and there's one for adults, like, and one that like adults can go through with the kids and stuff. But yeah. It would be really fun to do that. So I found out apparently the 5-day kayaking trip, it's 5 days and you basically do, she said that you do about 20k a day, so 20 kilometers oh, I don't know what that is in miles, but 20 kilometers in Australian things for anyone who watches later and doesn't know 20k. But yes. So yeah, apparently it's about 20k a day. And then you stop and just, yeah, I guess, camp or be in a hotel. But yeah, it sounds like it could be fun. I don't think I could handle that though. It'd depend on who I'm going with. If I could like travel in the group with the people that I go on the twice a week and sometimes 3 times a week on the Sundays. But if I could be around them and come back in the car with them or something, I'd probably do it. But if I had to go there, drive to wherever it is myself and leave the car there and then whatever, I wouldn't want to do that. I couldn't handle that. But yeah, basically, like, if you can't keep up or swim the rest of the way, you could get them to pick you up with the boat or whatever. But I would like to do that. So apparently, when the person said that it was like 8 laps, roughly it's 10k in the day. So I'm gonna try and like build up how many times around the lake that I can do, until get used to that and see how I go. So it's gonna be fucking hard though, because just doing it a couple of times I was like, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore. But yeah, so I don't really like getting too much muscle in my arm though. I get really muscly very quickly, and because I have broad shoulders I start to look very masculine, and people always tease me for looking masculine anyway, so I feel like the more muscly I get, the more I'm going to be teased. But if I don't, I'm not going to feel healthy and happy and good in myself, because I feel better when I'm exercising and stuff. So if people want to say that I look like a dude, well, they can do that. That's on them, I guess. And I've got to stop not doing things just because of fearing what other people think. From what I can gather of what certain people who their opinions actually matter to me, the good thing about me is that I don't care what people think, and I'm like, well, I fucking do, but I still do things anyway. I just care what people think, but still do the same things. So, but maybe there'll come a point where I actually genuinely don't care what people think, and that'd be nice. I think it's coming up with comments. Yeah, it didn't. There's been comments, but it didn't show. It didn't move up. It's 7:56 a.m. Yeah, love to see that. Can you stand up? I've actually never seen all of you. I don't believe you look like a dude or too muscular. I can't be bothered. It's just like the way people have said it in the past to me is they've said it, yeah, you're very broad, you have like swimmer's shoulders, and it's like, I hear the tone in your voice when you say it, you know that, right? Swimmer's shoulders is what they always described it as. So I think it's different now that I've got boobs. Like before I didn't have much in the way of chest, so my shoulders, like before I got the implants, my boobs weren't that big, so I could sit differently, whereas now, like, if I sit like this, oh, it cracked, my in here cracked, but if I sit like that, it looks like I'm promoting my boobs out, and people make comments about it if I do. So I found that since I got the implants, almost immediately after getting the implants, I started to hunch myself over like this, more, and it's only recently that I've been like, no, I've literally changed the shape of my bag. Like I have a hunch-ish type thing now because of the way I've been sitting like that for a couple of years, and I'm like, fuck people. So I'm trying to like get back to where I'm like, but it hurts now to put my back proper, because like I'd sit and I would always sit like this. I'd always sit prim and proper like this, but now I don't, sit like that. I sit like this, which is all like hunched over, and it's not good. And it's like, so yeah, like back before it didn't look weird when I'd sit like this because there wasn't chest to, but the way my implants sit when I'm in certain types of clothes, especially, if I sit like that, they go in a bra and whatnot. So, I mean, but I've realised that I'm changing my back into a bad shape, and like people would comment on my good posture. It wasn't like, you know, multiple people have over the years commented that I had really, really good posture and stuff like that. So it annoys me that I've changed my body shape for the worse so that people don't make comments. But then comment at like people like that creep before, who was probably just a troll to do with that same person who created multiple accounts, who knows, probably, but oh fuck, don't know. Those comments are few and far between, but still. But like things like that, where they're making comments about my boobs when they're not even on display, they're hidden inside a shirt. There was no cleavage even when they were making those comments. So people are still going to make comments no matter what, just because people are creeps. So might as well start sitting proper. That meat is starting to come back with a vengeance. My burps are nasty. They're nasty. See? No, that wasn't that bad. But no, oof. I had too many different types of meats and different flavours, I think is the problem. There was Moroccan, and then Mediterranean, and smoky barbecue glaze, I think there was. I think it was just too many different flavours melding together. Really? I didn't know they were implants. I thought they were natural. Well, no, that's because they're smallish. They're not as big as I wanted to go, but he wouldn't go bigger. But yeah, no. In certain clothes and that, they look more obvious. Like, especially, like I said, with a bra and everything, they look much more obvious that they're fake in certain types of clothes. Depends, because like, yeah. It's more obvious in certain clothes. Because I didn't want the creepy comments, so I covered them. I kept this shirt on, the dress on, rather than changing. Because, like I said, the reason was, I was like, oh, well, at least I don't have to worry. Oh, there's food. God damn it. Just storing it for later. Yeah. But yeah, like, I need to get back to good posture. It's just weird. It took a while, like when I was dancing and stuff, like if I was dancing, like I'd be more like, you know, hunched over and that while I was dancing, because it felt like they were like, especially when I move and they go like I remember this, someone made a highlight on my Twitch, and it was like, I think they called it veiny, it was like veiny boobs or something, and I was like they made a highlight of me and called it veiny boobs, and I was like but I did make a joke with my friend that, like, because they do it less now, but they do this like shift thing where they like, the implant moves in certain when I like, if I go like, and I put my arms down and like go to stand up or whatever, like they shift. The implants move. And they were like, oh, so they're like Marty Feldman eyes. And I was like, what? And I googled Marty Feldman, and I was like, yes, that's exactly what they do. Like cross-eyed, the boobs just go out. And I was like, yes, it's exactly like that. They just go like a hammerhead shark. They just but like the clip that they made, it wasn't even doing that. It was just them sitting there. Like, whatever. And they weren't even veiny. Like sometimes they are actually. Like you can see, like you can see, like very dark veins. But at that stage, they weren't even that bad from memory. I'm like, yeah, like when I was opening a jar when I first got them, like I'd open the jar and they like you know, like you can see my arm muscles move and that, like when you're doing that, and they would like shift uncomfortably. I hated opening jars. For the last couple of years, I've hated opening jars so much. Like I'll avoid it if I can. And it annoys me because I used to be like really, like I would have partners that would give me the jar to open them, and then I had to be the one to ask someone to open a jar, and I felt very, you know, emasculated. I was like, I was the strong one. I was sad. And yes, I realised I said emasculated because like Jay Waddy always used to joke that I was like the man in the relationship. But in that case, I always have to hand the jar over, and I'm like, damn it. I did actually buy a jar opener thing, but I forgot about it. I really should grab that out. It was like a thing that you put over it from memory, but yeah. It was like from the op shop, and it was like $1 or something. And I bought something else as well. I think I bought a knife sharpener. Totally forgot about it. Should probably get those out. Finally pulled into his garage. Yay! Thank you for helping by watching and stuff. I will let you go. Have a safe walk into your house. Don't walk and text. It's unsafe. Alright, I'm gonna go. Now I've still got 30 minutes to watch of that because I went on a discussion about that. God damn it. Alright, good night. At least the food, oh no, I've still got food in that side of my teeth. God damn it. Good night. And although for you it's like now probably 8 o'clock in the morning, but you know,